So today we're going to hook up with Relic Man Matt, and we're going to go metal detect a house he used to live in. In fact, I think he lived in it for about 7 years, and it was loaded with Civil War relics, the yard. Civil War relics, Spanish silver, large cents, all kinds of stuff. But now he hunted it for 7 years using a Garrett Ace 150 to find all of this stuff. He recently got a hold of the people who live there now, who own the house now, and got us permission to go check it out. So we're going to spend a few hours there today, see if he missed anything. Hopefully he missed a couple things. But we'll get a video regardless. We always have fun with Matt. He's a good guy. So hang in there. We'll be there shortly. All right, here's our first signal of the day that we're going to dig. Probably iron because it's pretty big. Yep, I can feel it's something iron right there. All right, maybe it's a bayonet. What is it? All right, what we have here is some type of iron tool. Probably had a wooden handle right here. You see how this is squarish and comes up and has a hook on it, so that means it's probably a wooden handle. It looked almost, it could be a big knife or something that's been all ground down from being sharpened so many times. Or, I don't know, I'm not sure what that is. It's a relic. I like it. Okay, so I have my first good target that I can actually see is something good. It's going to be a little button, I do believe. I think that's what it is. I think it's a shank right there. Yep, a nice little flat button. Ooh, might have a design on it. I think it does. Here's a log cabin button. Clean it off just a little tiny bit right there. Yeah, so it definitely has some type of design on it. I can't really make it out though. Maybe you can. I'll get you a good picture. I'll get you a good picture at the end of the video. This is kind of a neat natural phenomenon right here. This is a grapevine. You can see it's growing up the tree. I'm not sure how it'll get up there from where it's at now, but look what it's done to the ground. When the wind blows, it goes back and forth like that, and it's made it really smooth. You can see it's wet right here. That tells me the underside of the vine is got a wound on it, and it's dripping out into the ground right there. I just thought that was kind of interesting just to see that, because it's just something different, you know, kind of like you and me. So I won't show you too many of these, but this is just the base to a 12 gauge shotgun shell. That's a brass base and got some wadding, not wadding, but some cardboard and stuff on the inside. They sound pretty good. You really have to dig them if you want to dig some of the smaller buttons. I found half of a horseshoe. Kind of unusual to find these right in the yard like that, I would think, but maybe not. But you see it's definitely very thin right here, and it broke off. A lot of people, when they find these, think they're ox shoes. At least I hear that on the in my comments, especially people from New England. We actually don't find ox shoes down here at all. I don't think I've ever. I think I found one in the river, in a big river crossing one time, but usually when you find these, it's just a broken horseshoe. Just found a modern pistol cartridge. Matt probably fired that a few years back. I'll toss it in the bag. I just found this little lead ball right here. Really, it's kind of light though. I think it might be like a piece of fired buckshot or something. Almost too light for lead, but not the best find of the day so far. I have to put my metal detector down for a minute because here comes Matt. He's like coming over here. So I think he's probably got something good. Oh, looky. That's a Sam Squinch boot right there. Little tiny one, little baby one. What you get?
I don't know if I've ever seen a screw like that. It's brass. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it was deep down. Yeah.
I don't know. I suspect it might be something from those lines over there, though.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
It just doesn't. Yeah. I'm not sure. It doesn't look that too old to me. I mean, like Civil War era. After that, it's like modern, you know what I mean? But you're the same way, though, aren't you?
I am. That's right.
All right, yeah.
Find the good stuff.
Finding a bunch of shotgun shells up in this area. Is that something you would have left behind with the other machine, or?
I know. I think I dug a bunch up here and then I stopped digging.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Oh, most awesome. Having a good time though. Starting to warm up a little bit.
It is. The sun wasn't supposed to be out today, but it is.
To what?
The sun wasn't supposed to be out today, but it is.
Oh yeah, it's nice. I can actually feel it on my face too. All right, let's get back to digging because I can tell he wants to. So this is the remains of an old barn that went with the property. And you can see there's some concrete down there, so it was probably, or definitely is, a newer section. But this is the old pre-Civil War era section right here. And let me show you. Well, this is more of a ramp that looks like they built, so they could have got the wagons up here and gone right up inside the barn. Not finding a whole lot yet over here, but I just found this, which is a tooth to a sickle bar mower. The tip of it's broken off. It would have been like an arrow, shark tooth looking thing. And they would have had lines of these on mowers, big bars, and these would slide back and forth and cut the grass and the hay and the wheat and stuff like that. That could date back 100 years, or it could, you can buy these new still in the farm stores. I suspect that's a little bit older than probably last week though. All right, still over here by the barn area, find a lot of junk, but I did dig this little iron buckle. It's probably a harness buckle of some sort for a horse or a cow or whatever. Looks like coinage right there, perhaps. I don't know if it's going to be old or not. Is it silver? No, it's not coinage even. That is a washer of some sort, probably stainless steel. So just found what appears to be an ingot. This is probably lead solder. It's got some writing on it. I can't really make out what it's saying. 26 grams maybe. This is probably some type of lead solder for plumbing in the house. Either that or it's Civil War silver. That's been debased, like me. I went ahead and switched over to the big loop. I'm going over this area again where Matt said there's was a building, and there's a ton of iron in here. And I just found this little piece of brass that I did not hear with a small loop. And I also found a shotgun shell that I did not hear with a small loop. I just find that very interesting that the big loop, and I'm using the Reaper coil, is actually picking the stuff out of the iron better than the little loop was. I mean, neither of those targets was more than a couple inches deep. So it's not like the extra depth I'm getting from the big coil is helping. It's just discriminating better. A nice little iron buckle. That could be a harness buckle. That could be off of some Civil War equipage. It's really hard to say. But it's definitely a nice little iron buckle. Still got the tongue attached to it. Centerpiece of my collection perhaps one day. So we have a nice little squeaker in here, and I'll let you listen to it. The machine's kind of noisy because of the overhead lines. But that was buried a little bit, and it's squeaking, so I'm hoping it's going to be something good. Whee! It's a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be. That's a penny. Might be a wheat penny or something. A zinker. I can tell it's zinc because it's really light, and feels like it's already started corroding. So yeah, just an old zinc penny. Oh well. I have a little bit of a squeak here, and I can see it. I think it's going to be a rivet with some leather in it still. That's exactly what it is, and that's the exact kind of rivet that we find on Civil War accoutrements, like cartridge boxes and stuff like that. So that could very easily be a Civil War rivet. Now Matt has found a ton of Civil War stuff in this yard over the years. Again, he lived here for a long time and detected it with an Ace 250. It's when he was first starting out here. And he said he found tons of stuff in the yard. And as you can tell, the Ace 250 did a pretty good job. I mean, there's targets here, but he got a lot of them. There's no doubt about it. Bone? Is it human? Or even animal. I think it's probably a chew toy. Yeah, that's an old chew toy, old spot. We have to be a little careful here. This is a fiber optic line that goes up into the house, and apparently Matt hit that one time when he was living here and chopped it in two. He said you can't really hear them with a metal detector, but he was digging another target. So we have to be super careful because we do not want to do that today. Well, or any other day for that matter. So I decided just to check in the little stream here for a little bit, and just dug this. It's aluminum. I mean, it's absolute junk, but it's got like a little spout on it, which is weird. Not sure what it actually would go to, but yeah, I think we'll look a little bit more in here because that's a nice big Civil War belt buckle sounding target, and it wasn't dug. Just finding mostly junk in the stream here, and just dug this. This is a aluminum cap on there. That's what I was hearing. It sounded really good. It's got nice sharp glass on it, so I got to be really careful because I don't have my gloves on today. But I'm also digging up stuff like this, which is redware. That easily dates to the Civil War era, or long before even. So there's probably some treasures in here. We'll keep looking a little bit longer, but that was down about a foot, so I'm not real hopeful. Like an awesome tube, probably like toothpaste or something like that. I'm probably going to scoot out of this bottom area and go back up, maybe in the bushes there or up in the grass. That's pretty rough right there. So I had a really good signal here, but it was kind of weird because I could tell that somebody had dug there, and I figured it's probably Matt because I don't remember a really good signal like that. So I went ahead and dug it out, and sure enough, it's a giant piece of brass, and it's really cool, except that it's actually probably a grounding rod for the electric line that's here. I'm guessing. That's why he didn't dig it up. I mean, it's way down on the ground. Should have known better. It's too good to be true. So just found this bullet. This is a lead slug. It's going to be post-Civil War for sure. It's probably 22 caliber, but really close to the house. In fact, it's flattened out like maybe it hit the house. It was probably a scary moment in history about 47.5 years ago at this very spot. I'm down below the barn right now, and I just wanted to show you a couple little things that I think are kind of interesting. See, there's a pad here, so there's some type of building. And over here is a, ooh, what's that? Trip on that thing. Put that up in the bushes so the guy doesn't, kids don't trip on it or mower doesn't get it. Anyway, I wanted to show you this. This is an old watering trough. This would have been something that would have held water at one time, but it's all rotted away. Just kind of interesting how the concrete is rotted away. It looked like something they might have made themselves with all these like river stones in there, quartz and river stones, and just like completely. Look, they use barbed wire for reinforcing wire. So that's definitely something the farmer did. And as you can tell, it's didn't hold up very long. You can see this is where we parged it with mortar on the inside to make it watertight. I'm sure it worked. I'm stuck in the barbed wire. I thought it was barbed wire, but it's even worse. It's thorns, so I have to put you away. I'll get you back out when something else happens. This is the old part of the barn here. I just find this kind of interesting that if you look how these were laid, these stones here, they actually put mud up in between them, I guess, to make them sturdy. Yeah, that's a lot of mud. Huh. Interesting. I wonder if we should run the machine over here, see if it's like loaded with large cents and stuff. Could be, you know. Might be where he hid his treasure. Bucket full of gold coins, all one by one, stuck in the rocks and mudded over, so the Yankees wouldn't find them. My whole kid. Nice big brassy signal here. I can see it, and I think I know what it is. And I think I found one of these like just recently, 1,000 miles away. Looks almost identical, in fact. This is a Rains guide, and this system, look, it's silver. Got to be the King's Carriage, I reckon. That's not silver. Nice squeaker in here, but we're pretty close to the road. So I'm a little nervous, but it just sounds good. Hoping you could just see it. All right. Hopefully that's not it. Oh no. Yeah, so that's a cable wire holder of some sort. It's pretty modern. Man, it sounds good though. I read right up in the mid 80s. Well, if this is here, this kind of signal's here, it could be a belt buckle in here too. That was just a beautiful tight signal. We got a nice wee piece of melted lead. And this could be from the Civil War camp that was in the yard, or this could actually be some of that solder. I'm not really sure. It could go either way. I'm not going to call that a relic, just to be safe. Kind of working my way up along the edge of the driveway and getting a few signals. I just dug this penny. It's got a little shiny spot on it, unfortunately. I don't know if that's going to be a weedy or just a modern penny. Oh my gosh, that actually might be a wheat penny. Woo! Yep, so that's a wheat penny. We'll have a date on there. We should be able to read it at some point. I'll get you a real good picture of that at the end of the video. It's a lovely little find. Do you know what that is? Well, you old timers might recognize that as a fuse that would go in your house to keep your house from burning down or getting yourself electrocuted. It's got some copper in there, so it sounds really good. It's a 30 amp fuse, I do believe. That's a 30. That's amps. Little signal right there, and I scraped the leaves back, and it looks like it might be a coin. Probably not going to be an old one. I mean, it could be a shotgun shell. Yeah, shotgun shell. Woohoo! Could have been a button.
I found a piece of a knife there, so you got a little bit of the handle. But I found it up in an area where I have found musket balls and coins and stuff, so could be from the camp, I guess.
I mean, I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely something I would expect to see in a Civil War camp. Yeah. Very nice, man. Awesome.
Thank you very much.
Possum. It's kind of a weird horseshoe. Not very long, but look how wide it is on the bottom. Very unusual. Kind of narrow on this side, much wider on that side. It's almost like a, hey, maybe it's a big old hook to catch whales. Or sturgeon. All right, so that was a fun little adventure. I think I'm going to go ahead and pack it up, though. I haven't gotten any signals for a while that were any good. Although we did find a few good things. Now, Matt, he lived here for like 7 years, and he detected it, he said, a lot. So he did pretty good with his little Ace 150. That's what he was using. So I'm going to go ahead and put my stuff away. A couple pictures. Run over there, tell Matt what's up. Catch you on another video, hopefully soon. Got a lot of good stuff coming up. We'll see you then, I hope.
She'll shake the coins from your pocket, take your gold chain and your locket. Mother Earth has no sympathy. She'll take the ring from your hand and bury it in the sand and keep it for eternity. Mother Earth, she's got her secrets she's promised to keep, hidden in her dirt or deep in her creek. Mother Earth, she ain't saying exactly what she's saving, where it is or what it might be. Mother Earth, you are my lady, my big round baby. I'll rock you until I go to sleep. She don't care if you're dying or if you're living or somewhere in between. Mother Earth, you are my lady, my big round baby, and I'll rock you until I go to sleep. She'll shake the coins from your pocket, take your gold chain and your locket. Mother Earth has no sympathy. She'll take the ring from your hand and bury it in the sand and keep it for eternity. Mother Earth, she's got her secrets she's promised to keep, hidden in her dirt or deep in her creek. Mother Earth, she ain't saying exactly what she's saving.